Hi Virgo, welcome to your week ahead tarot scope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. And before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So this week, my dear Virgos, you get the Moon card, right? So the past is coming to knock on the door in some way, shape or form this week. And the reason I say that is because your Moon card is your key to the week. It's the energy that's infusing things. This week, there could be a lot of things being dredged up. Now, Mercury is retrograde, especially if you're an ascendant Virgo in your 7th house, because the Moon card actually represents Pisces, interestingly enough. So this kind of highlights that energy for you. And I feel like for a lot of you, this may be something to do with a previous relationship, not the one that you're in now. It may be that you're being contacted by an ex. You know, even if you're in a current relationship, it might be that you're being contacted by an ex. Or maybe your partner is being contacted by their ex for X, Y, Z, A, B, C reasons. It's just not important or relevant. What you're being asked to look at here is what this incites within you and how can you finally lay it to rest? Like, what is it that you need to know about this past connection, about this? And that's not to say there's anything surreptitious going on. It just means that in some way, shape or form this week, and it's not like a blast from the past energy. It's just because I don't feel like this person is even in the picture enough to be a blast from the past, if that makes sense. It's just going to be a case of this week they're getting in touch for a specific reason. I don't know, maybe you share children with them. For those of you that don't have children, but you know, you've got a partner, maybe it's about, you know, anything in the past. So with your sectors this week, for your actions in your path ahead, you have the 7 of Cups with the Moon card, right? I'm going to call it as I see it. This pairing, it can actually be quite heavy. The Moon card with the 7 of Cups can be very heavy. And what I will say is this week, for those of you that are partnered especially, if you or your partner have some sort of addiction or some, you know, maybe in your past or in your previous history you have an addiction, this week you could be, and I'm not saying you're going to relapse, I'm not saying that at all, right? You are the master of your own fate, you are the master of your own destiny. Nothing has the ability to best you unless you allow it to, right? But this week there could be events taking place that make you think like, wow, am I sliding backward? I'm highlighting this to you now so that you can do something about it when it comes up. It just looks like a lot of you might be really tempted to walk an old path, and one that was either very addictive to you or one that was one that just didn't serve you in any way, shape or form. So with your 7 of Cups here in your action, and this is what you do, right? Your actions in your path ahead, this is what you do. It's how you show up in the world. This could see you really having an internal battle and saying to yourself, like, you know, I feel like I'm sliding backwards. And at that point, when we feel like that in life, sometimes it's very easy then to say, well, fuck it. If I'm sliding backward or life is taking me backward, I might as well go back there anyway. I invite you this week to challenge yourself to push past it. Just to be forewarned is to be forearmed, right? Not an easy message, I know, but I have to say it as I see it. With your communications and conversations, you have the 4 of Cups. Interesting again. I just get this sense that there is going to be maybe not necessarily a knock on the door, but, you know, a metaphorical knock on the door from the past in some way, shape or form. Now, interestingly enough, your 4 of Cups can be the things that you don't see, because it is here in your communications and conversations. Maybe something is revealed to you this week. Maybe something is shared with you, and it could be something about something that happened a long time ago, but it could be the final piece that you need to make sense of something. And that's really, really important. If you haven't seen it, please check out the Weekly General, because I feel like for you guys it's going to be especially relevant this week. And with your Four of Cups there, just consider your way out of whatever situation it is that arises this week, or you know, however it is that you feel this week. You know, the thing that I want to say to you is, it's not you. It's not how you feel. It's the crap that somebody or something else from your past is trying to bring you. Right? You've already moved past it. You've already evolved past it. So now it's time for you to move into alignment with the new self and say, okay, you know what? Yeah, it's a temptation, but I'm not going back there. All right. With your money and materials this week, you have the 9 of Wands. Unless you actually do, don't let somebody convince you that you owe them shit, especially when it comes to finances or money. I feel like this hand from the past is coming, and it's to do with finances, because you've got the 9 of Wands here in your money and materials, right? And then you've got this 7 of Cups, 4 of Cups. I just get this sense that somebody is, you know, maybe they'll present themselves in a way that kind of says, you know, you can buy my silence, or you can buy, you know, like, if you give me this, I'll go away, you know, you'll never hear from me again. How about you fuck off? I haven't heard from you for the longest time, and I don't want to hear from you. There's a reason you're in my past. That's a bit harsh. But that's me, right? You think you guys know me by now. I just get this sense when it comes to finances, when it comes to money, this week you're going to have to be really cautious. And whoever or whatever comes knocking from the past, there is, you know, unfortunately, sometimes it is, no. It's not random. I just recently had a conversation with a very good friend who really highlighted some stuff to me, and there's something that I want to say about this. You need to ask yourself, what is it that's coming up for you at this moment, and how did you welcome that in, or at least provide the open enough door, right, for it to weasel its way in? How is it that the past coming up now is relevant for you at this moment in time? And I'll give you an example from, you know, because I can only ever give examples from my personal experiences. Otherwise, what I tell you doesn't mean shit. You know, if I read it in a book, yeah, great. I can tell you from experience. This week, as I'm filming this, what's come up for me is this look at how something has gone too far one way, right? And that's a very old pattern of mine that I managed to get rid of quite a long time ago now. The fact that it's creeping up means that at some point I need to look at this. We're under a Mercury retrograde, so awesome, that's great. You know, that's something I need to pay attention to. And it's the same for you. Whatever or whoever is coming back, it's got a lot to do with where your mind is at the moment, with what you're thinking, right? And we're all broadcasting at any one time, but the universe is a receiver and a broadcast. So it will receive that you're, you know, that you're putting out there, and it will send you back things to do with or aligned with whatever it is that you're putting out there. So consider where you're at on an internal level this week. It's going to be really, really important for you. For your love and relations, you have the Page of Pentacles. Gorgeous card, right? I mean, I love these cards. Look at that. It's just such a whimsical card, and the little fox doggy there. Anyway, right, your Page of Pentacles. For those of you that are single, this looks like you're trying to cultivate what it is that you want with an no, not with an understanding. You're trying to cultivate what you want in terms of a relationship, but you're trying to do it with your past approaches. There's a cognitive dissonance there. It's not going to work. It's the same for those of you that are partnered. It's kind of, and I want to say this to you as well, don't compare your current partner to a past partner. They're different people, it's different situations, but what's the key point and the factor in this? You are a different person just by being with the person that you're with now. You can't be that person that you were with the ex, with the A, B and C, whatever. Right, and trying to, or rather going in there with this is only going to start to bring more of this to what you currently have. But just consider this week that the past may come a knocking. And if I'm honest, if it were down to me and it was my decision, I'd shut the damn door and leave it closed. Of course, it's completely up to you. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up for you. Take care. I'll see you soon.